That's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to end the game. I wanted to do the obligatory ending credits. You know
Mm.
what my thoughts are on the game and such. And there's your screen share.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Anyway. Uh, there are no credits.
Crew?
No, that's not it. There we go. Okay. God dang it. There. Okay, I'm gonna put the controller down. Okay, so this has been the first Fallout game that you have seen, I think, right?
All the way through. Well, yeah.
All the way through being a very loose term in this case.
Like I said, I
Considering
seen
I
this
haven't
one
even
video.
I didn't even cover half of the content that was available in this game. I
Mm.
didn't do any of the DLCs aside from Operation Anchorage. I barely had like 10% of the map explored. I had a couple loose thread quests. I only explored like 3 or 4 vaults. Not even 3 or 4, probably just 1 or 2, excluding Vault 101 and Vault 87. And no, that's it. I've only explored story vaults. What else?
You missed some monsters that you didn't really face.
I don't want to face them.
I know. We did fight at least one.
Yeah. And I showed why I don't want to fight them. But what is your take from this?
It wasn't bad. I enjoyed watching while you played it. I mean, like I've said, I've mentioned it off camera. This isn't one of the types of games that I normally play. It got a little gory for me to at some points.
Yeah, that is true. It is a very gory game. The first 2 games were not much better. And they definitely did not get better in later games either. I think in the first 2 games you could just... The first 2 games were ones where you could freely kill people. In
Kids
this game,
included.
you have limits on who you can kill. Like, you can't kill essential characters. And you also cannot harm children.
Mm.
The first 2 games had no restrictions on who you could attack. Children included.
Yeah.
But that was also like it's a shift in genre too. Whereas the first 2 games were isometric and turn-based, these are more, as you saw, they're more action-based. They're more real-time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Fallout 3 was decent, a step in the right direction, but it wasn't until New Vegas that I felt that the styles of the older Fallouts and the newer Fallouts, and Fallout 3 truly merged into one of the best games I've ever played.
And you said Fallout 3 was actually your first Fallout game.
It was my first Fallout game. I didn't even know of the series until Fallout 3 because I didn't have a computer to run games on at the time.
Hmm.
I didn't even have an Xbox 360 at the time. I had a GameCube, but it was actually from one of my friends that he got Fallout 3 and he had me give it a try. And when I graduated, I got enough graduation, congratulations money. I got myself a 360, and Fallout 3 was one of the first games I bought.
Now, have you played all of the Fallout series games too, including the Wastelands?
I have played... Oh, voiceovers. Dad, Liam Neeson! Malcolm McDowell! And Ron Perlman is the narrator! Okay, there's all the familiar names gone. Also, Sergeant RL3 should have been played by frickin' R. Lee Ermey. Come on. Get with it, casters. Anyway. I haven't beaten all of the Fallout games, but I did play them. I got very close to completing Fallout 1. But I rage quit after awkward placement in trying to think. Okay. After awkward placement in the game, I ended up getting trapped by dog meat.
You couldn't even tell your dog to go fetch something and move away, or was that...
No, I couldn't. That was not a thing. He was just he's just blocking it.
Kind of like in the Pokemon games where if you cut the one tree and then let the tree grow back, you were stuck unless you knew cut.
Yep.
Oh, not cut.
Hold on.
Nope.
Pete Papa George. I just want to call attention to that one name. Pete Papa George. Okay, moving on. Yeah, so I rage quit. I only played a tiny bit of Fallout 2. And then I attempted to play Wasteland 1 using an Apple II emulator, but I haven't tried it with the Steam yet. As for Wasteland... Did I say Wasteland 1 there? Yeah? Yeah, Wasteland 1 Apple II. As for Wasteland 2, I've gotten past the first, big, humongous mission, I believe. But the Wasteland 2 operates more like the traditional, more like Fallout 1 and 2.
Okay.
Which I loved. I loved it, it's just the mission that was done where I had to go to this, I guess, a farm that was overrun by mutant plants and bugs and stuff. It was such a massive mission that I got burned out and I have not wanted to go back to it yet. Despite the fact that I had fun with it up until that point, it was a long haul, and I did not feel like going through it. Which is... Can't fault that for the game, honestly.
Yeah.
But I loved its style. Fallout 1 was a very fun game. The only one I have not played of the Fallout series is Tactics. I tried it a tiny bit, but not as much as I tried the other main series games,
Okay.
And it was awkward because it was one of the isometric Fallouts, but I tried playing it but I think it was set to real-time combat, which made it awkward to control. Because I like to have, in a game like that, I would like to have a little bit more strategic control. Something turn-based where I don't have to worry too much about, where to send people. Also,
Yeah.
Executive Chef That's a title right there.
McDonald.
That's
They make
great.
burgers and fries all day.
That's great. Oh, Fallout 3, you are crazy. And going back and playing the older Fallouts was kind of it was a new experience because I had never played anything like that before. I played turn-based strategy games, but I had to get used to the concept of action points.
Hmm.
Unlike in Final Fantasy Tactics that you saw where it was move, action, and then end the turn,
Yeah.
you had a certain number of action points, and doing certain actions consumed those action points. You could have a max of 10. Every one space on the hex grid that you moved cost 1 action point. And then various attacks had different action point costs, depending on what they were. If you were wielding, a super sledge, I think it costs like 4 or 5 action points. Maybe it costs more. I never really used a super sledge, but I'm just guessing. And attacking with your bare fists just costs like 2 action points, maybe even
Yeah, it
1.
shouldn't be much.
And Dogmeat was an amazing companion in that game because he had a very high agility for a shit ton of action points. So if he started his turn right next to an enemy, that enemy was just ripped to shreds. Because Dogmeat's attacks cost 1 action point.
Wow.
Yeah. So if he started his turn right next to someone, you could be waiting a couple minutes as his turn just plays out. With him just gnawing at whatever's in front of him. That was seriously a really fun game, though. Dogmeat then trapped me behind a fucking barrel. I would have loved to actually beaten that game.
Oh no, this part of the credits comes up with a good question. Ever tried playing it in a different language?
Girl, you crazy.
Hey, I've done with Pokemon. Why not? When you
I
play
haven't
it
memorized this game's text in freaking other languages.
enough...
I haven't done that. Please, I'm too American for that.
Halloween costumes, that's something we didn't do.
What?
No, the thing in the background was like Halloween costumes. It's like, we didn't really dress up Halloween-like.
I mean, we had a
we dressed
sword.
up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, one cool thing about Fallout that we're getting into here is the music.
That I knew. Even without hearing.
They usually have a real Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 have really good radio selections. Have not bothered to listen to the radio in Fallout 4 because it is Fallout 4. I can't I don't want to take the piss out of Fallout 4, but it's too easy. This game was less moving through the motions than Fallout 4 was. And you saw how much I moved through the motions in this game. I knew where to go.
Yeah.
I knew what to do. I knew how to fight. I knew all the best stuff. But even then, even going into Fallout 4, it was just going through the motions, just being new to it. Which made me sad. But still, nice selection of music.
Mm.
I mean, it's still up there. And I really have run out of conversation space to say, but I'm not gonna. I have to do this. It's a thing I do. You know?
Well, I feel I have to congratulate you. You have gone 4 hours without saying that word.
You're right. You're right. I haven't said that word. I must have said it at some point, right?
Not this broadcast.
Really? Not even in
Yeah.
casual conversation.
Not even in I didn't catch it because, you know, as soon as you say it, I kind of go, ha ha, you said it.
Holy crap, huh? I think I was distracted too much by getting to the end game.
Hmm.
Nowhere near the amount of parts that New Vegas was, though. I mean, this was like... I'm gonna estimate this is like around 20 parts. Haven't edited this stream yet, but I'm going to estimate it's gonna be a total of 20 parts as compared to New Vegas's approximate 80.
Wow.
Because I just enjoyed New Vegas more. There was all this customization you could do. You could play the game however you really wanted.
Plus, each player went a certain direction.
Yeah, switching the characters didn't make it stale. And the problem with Fallout 3 is that it's kind of stale. You're not really given a choice to... You have a certain percentage for speech and stuff, but...
Well, you have your karma factor, too. You know, only certain people would come with you.
That's understandable, though.
Yeah.
I mean...
But that's
if
one
I
way
was
to change it up.
If I was a marauding raving lunatic, would you join me? If you were fucking Star Paladin Cross?
Of course not.
Exactly. That makes sense.
MacArthur.
Huh?
Violin performance.
MacArthur?
Yeah, that was the last name. That just.
Oh, okay.
We'll move past it.
Okay. Hey, special thanks to David Wong. Grim Reaper's sprint perk?
What was that?
I have no idea.
I don't remember that perk.
Oh, the Havoc physics engine. Havoc physics engine. We loved you so much. You were one of the best players in this Havoc physics engine. We're getting to the end of the credits now. Yeah, 2008. This game's almost 10 years old. Thank you to every single one of those people that developed this game. It has truly been a magical journey, and I ended it on purpose because, you know, we're about to end the series, but it has been a magical journey, especially considering how much magic I tried to do in order to not get some events to trigger and all this other stuff, all the sequence breaking that I wanted to do. And despite me constantly bashing on Fallout 3, it is an enjoyable experience. But I will say good night, have a nice day, and Bethesda!